Okay guys, so just want to quickly talk about the importance of watching the market cap Bitcoin dominance chart. So basically what we're looking at here is the percentage of the total market cap that Bitcoin owns. So, you know, we just recently went on a bit of a run. Let's go back to the daily first, maybe. BTC dominance had been in this downward trend for pretty much almost a year, right? Since September, so it's about 6 months. So we've sort of been in like this descending triangle sort of range, and we broke out of it here around, like I had this little, put this in this little ball flag here and broke out of it at about 55% space. And then obviously it launched, and this is when, mid-April, when Bitcoin absolutely went nuts, and pretty much versus US dollar value, all altcoins stayed the same. Some of them dropped back a little bit, but most of them pretty much got wrecked against Bitcoin because Bitcoin just completely took off and only dragged them up a little bit and didn't do much. So a lot of them lost a lot of USD value against Bitcoin over pretty much a month or so. About 20 days that really launched for. So then basically what happened is, we had this big pullback, which we saw the other day, and that was when ETH started taking off, and a lot of the other alts and stuff like that. XRP had a big run, and we had that really sharp pullback on our dominance chart, and then it sort of started flagging out for a little bit. Bitcoin wasn't sure if it was going to take off or what's happening. It's hanging around, sort of stuck on this 8 to 8.5k range. Can't quite break out to get up to the next level. So basically what we've got now is we end up going into this pretty much sort of like a bear flag pattern, call it a rising wedge. So we've been in this rising wedge pattern for a couple of days now. Yeah, about 5 days, so almost a week. And it was looking pretty, we weren't 100% sure if we're going to break up here. You can never tell with these patterns until they actually play out. And then obviously, over last night we started breaking down, had a bit of a breakout, a few spikes to the downside here. And as we can see, looking at my watch chart, you can see pretty much all alts have done really well. We had a couple, go for like 10s and 20% and stuff like that. Rex 16%, Storm, QSP, AGI, and then we've got the crazy ones like Matic and stuff like that, which went absolutely insane. And missed this one actually, but looking for possible entries on this, which could be not a bad one around this 370 area if this little support and resistance level can hold here, and looking for this 15-minute momentum to finish swinging down. I've got my little indicator here on my stochastics RSI to show me when the 15-minute chart's oversold, and if this can hold, I might look at taking an entry here, because it's got a couple of little bull dips that's been getting put in on different time frames. And I mean, if this is going to continue on, so obviously had the double top here, if this is going to continue on, it could be a nice little trade. And maybe just do a little fib on this guy. Try and pick some targets. So I mean, this could easily run to your first fig target, and it's to 700. It's going to be about 160. So yeah, could not be a bad little trade if it plays out. But at the same time, I'm only going to go in with a very small amount here because Bitcoin could take off again. This could just get completely wrecked. The 1 hour is also ready to go, and so is the 4 hour time frame is oversold now. So this could just be a one pump wonder. But a lot of the times I've seen these things, and they sort of take off and they go, and then they come back and they bounce a few more times. I mean, Zill did this mid last year a few times. It was just like, I cannot believe that coin is still going. And it's got some fundamental push behind it as well, something to do with Coinbase, I saw. So this is the coin at the moment. It's on fire at the moment. That's some ridiculous volume. We haven't seen volumes on coins this level for a long time, especially not on like a small altcoin as well. That's got a Satoshi price this low, and is relatively new to the market. To have 50,000 Bitcoin traded on it in 24 hours is pretty nuts. So that's going to keep getting a lot of attention. The other one at the moment as well everyone's talking about is the seller network. So let's go quickly take a look at that. sorry, CLR, CELR. So this one had a nice little run. What's that up so far? 180% and a pretty insane pullback there. Let's see whereabouts this is sitting. So yeah, as per usual, it's bouncing off the 50. So if this can, you know, sort of hold, it'll probably get a rebound at least back up. Usually when they drop this intensely, like that's a big drop, 30%, right, of total price. Usually they have a rebound pump, which looks like, you know, the 4 hours getting ready to reset here. 1 hour is getting ready to reset as well. So this is probably going to pump again soon and come back up at least, I think, to the previous low here. And, you know, it's an easy 22%, you know, you can pick up on that guy. So yeah, a couple little trades definitely popping up, and the thing to watch is the BTC Dominance, because if you're charting BTC Dominance, you're going to see when the breakouts happen. It does form patterns as well, like other coins, and it's going to give you indications, especially when it breaks like trend lines and stuff like this. It's going to give you indications of when alts might start running. So instead of just randomly buying alts somewhere in between here, and you know, you're sort of underwater now, and then when it finally does break out, you're still actually underwater a little bit, or you've just gotten back to break even and you never actually make any profit. You know, if you're watching the BTC Dominance chart, it's going to give you a much better indication of when you should be getting into alts or getting out of alts. So new day just started, new candle just started, so we're getting a little bit of action here. We'll see what happens. But yeah, to me, looks like alts are still going to keep running. Let's see how they play out over the next couple of hours. I really would like to see Bitcoin maybe pull back a little bit here. What I want to see Bitcoin do right now is just give alts a little bit more of a breathing chance. Instead of breaking up to the upside of this pattern, maybe come back down, ride this for a little bit, and then come out. You know, bounce around inside here like this would be nice, and maybe give alts, you know, the rest of the week. What's the 27th? Yeah, give the alts, you know, another 5-6 days to really take off, and then that'll give us a chance to get out of all our alts that are either in good profit, some probably underwater as well. Just give a nice little relief rally, and yeah, then we can probably go from there. The other thing that Bitcoin might do as well is come back and tag this line here around 7,300, and then go like this and then take off. But I think, you know, trying to short this and, you know, pick up like a small amount, what could we get here, like 6 or 5% or something like that, if you time it perfectly, is probably, you know, it's a bit of a fool's game. Whereas, you know, if you just focus on like buying when we're at support, so if we come back down here, I'm definitely going to be a buy at the 7.4, 7.3 level, because this is a nice little support zone. Come back down and then look to head back up. So it's pretty much what I'm looking for on Bitcoin at the moment. It looks like we're going to flag out for a while. If we come back down to the 6,000 level, I will be very, very surprised, and don't think that's going to be happening, to be honest. But you never know with this thing. It can do whatever it feels like, and it depends on so many different factors. But at the end of the day, all we have to do is just watch and react to what price does. So currently at the moment in a long on, so I'm a short ETH and long Bitcoin, because ETH is a nice little hedge for BTC. So if we do come down here, I'll take profit on my ETH short, and then once we start to bounce, I'll probably buy again and just double my long on BTC, and then it will take off, and we'll be nice and in profit. So yeah, just wanted to run you guys through a little bit of a strategy and a few things to watch for on the BTC Dominance charts, just so you can be a little bit more aware of what's actually happening with alt season. All right, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.